How to sew a liner into a crochet bag. Hello. I am going to show you how to make a liner for a pickle bag. Just a very simple kind of liner. So I've already sewn it, but I hope you can see I just folded the fabric over with the right sides together. I sewed along one side all the way down, and then at the bottom all I did was, as I was sewing it shut, I just folded and folded, and as I went sewing down, so it made it a gather. So even though we're going to put this in the bag like this, I'm going to show you what you would see inside the bag. And I don't know if you can see this. This is going to be the bottom, and it gathers into like a round pouch so it fits in your bag. And that's the bottom. And when you cut it, make it longer than your pickle, because when you gather the bottom, it's going to shorten it. And you see this one is as big as tall as my pickle. So when I put it in here, I'm going to stick the bag in, wrong side in, with this side on one side, with the seam on one side, which I, by the way, sewed twice for security, because you guys know I'm paranoid. Okay, so I'm going to stick it in there inside out. I'm going to put my hand in there and stuff it in there. There we go. It's in there. And then I'm going to like clamp this so it doesn't move. So let me see if I can find myself a little clamp here. Do I have any clamp? Where are my clamps? I'm clampless. Wait a minute, that's not the clamp that I want. That's not the clamp that I want. Where's my clamp? Okay, we're gonna have to use this. Okay, you can use a clothespin or one of these binder thingies, and that holds it in there. So then when we turn it right side, we're gonna turn this whole chicken. I must be hungry. This whole pickle inside out, including the head. Everything goes in there. And then we're gonna bring the bag there. And see, and so it's attached to the bottom. All right. Now, it's in there. This is the bottom, and it's pulled in because it's clamped in, which is good. Now we see where our, I have the strap here and everything, so you try to just make it as flat as you can inside out. Now here is the top of the mouth. And this is a version without any zipper. So if you wanted to put a zipper, you can hand sew the zipper in first and then put this over it. So then what I'm going to do is where the lips are, I like to sew around that area so it's not sticking out. You still have a little bit of this crochet there. Okay, I get my pins and I put that one there. And sometimes your pickle is going to be bigger, smaller than your, hopefully it's going to be smaller. Hopefully it's not bigger. It's better to make this bag wider than you need than smaller, but not too wide. So there, I'm gonna attach this side. See, this is where the seam is. I want it to match up the side of this pickle bag, which is about right here. So I'm gonna put this pin going down so it doesn't stab me. And I really should do the same thing with this one, but I never learn, because I learned how to do it that way when I was younger. Okay, now this side here, I want to match it up with this here, just kind of lightly, because when you're going to be, I'm going to show you the hand sewing method, because once you do it with the hand sewing method, then you can kind of like scooch the fabric over a little bit and pinch it in a little bit, and it fits. So if you're sewing it with a machine, it needs to be super straight and the right size. Okay, so you see how this is the front where the mouth is, it's inside out. Now I'm going to turn it to the back. Now since this is the back, and I want this fabric, this is why I left it a little long, this fabric to go a little higher in the back, so when you look in his mouth you don't see just the crochet, and it's a little bit more finished looking. So all I do is it's folded, and then right here I start raising it up just a little bit, not too much, nothing crazy. I always do the center. Make sure you don't pin it to the rest of the bag. You don't want to sew it to anything you're not supposed to sew it to. Okay, I got the center down. So now I'm going to put pins like right here. So then I see here there's going to be a little bit of extra fabric. Either I can kind of stretch the crochet and it'll work, or I can just kind of scrunch up the fabric. Either way. So, okay, here. I stick my fingers in here to make sure I'm not catching anything I'm not supposed to. Just the crochet and that. And my fingers in here. And then so. Okay, and we're gonna keep it inside out while we sew. So here's the bag. Let's see. Okay, it's kind of pinned in place, and we're just gonna start sewing. I use quilting thread and whatever needle you like. I need it kind of longer because my hands are kind of, I need to put some lotion on to give me some grip. Because my hands are very like slippery dry. Oh, look, my bracelet is kind of undone. That'll hook on something, so I need to do that. Alrighty, let me rub it on my legs a little bit. Alrighty, I take the width. I'm only going to use one strand. I don't use two strands because this is very thick thread. So it's okay to use one. It's for quilting. So I go 1, 2, and cut a little bit above that. Okay. Hope that was in frame. All right. Now I'm going to thread my needle. And I do pull it almost all the way down, but down here I'm going to make my little knot. You make your knot the way you want to, but we're going to tie it, I think, to make it secure. Or double, you know what? I'm going to double stitch it. Alrighty. I want to start at this corner because I want this to be kind of straight. Let's see. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to move this over just a tad bit like this, just so I know. Okay. I'm going to start here because I think that's where I usually start. So do you see the fold here? I get my needle and I stick it up through the fabric, between both pieces of fabric, and it comes up through the fold. Do you see that fold? Okay. I have my knot on the other end, but that's okay. I'm going to make a stitch in that fold again as another security measure because you know that I'm paranoid. So then I'm going to do, I think it's called the mattress stitch. If your thread is coming out through here, you want it to go in through here, and I barely catch some of the yarn. I mean, I just don't go through the other side to make a line. I go in between the threads and I bring it through and make them kind of small. Half an inch? No, 1/4 inch? I don't know. You decide. And then when the thread comes out here, you go directly, you can pull your yarn this way, your thread this way and see where it would go. And you put it in between, into that crease. And you come through the crease between the both sides of, in between the fabric fold. Look, it's getting stuck on. This is my least favorite part of sewing, is it when it gets stuck on the heads of that pin. Okay, so here you got it. It doesn't look so great, does it? We're gonna continue. See, you put your thread this way, and then you see that it should go, you should put it somewhere right here, catch some of the yarn. Okay, and there it is. You have those crazy little stitches, and you're gonna do the same here. I just put that, I do it eyeball now, but I used to do it like this to make sure. And I just go in, See, it's from here to here. Okay. And then the same thing again, and I'm keeping the fabric where it's pinned. If you pull it up higher, it's going to be higher. Okay, so this is where some magic is going to happen. Do you see those little threads there? Well, when I pull them, it's going to be so nice and clean looking. Okay, don't pull them too tight though. All right, I'm going to be sewing this while you watch. And this can, this kind of hand sewing of fabric inside your bags can work for any bag. I use it for any bag. But I'm going to go through the thread, the red yarn. And if you don't let the thread come through the front of the yarn, it really doesn't matter what color thread you use because you're not going to see it. It's going to be invisible. So maybe I'm going to put you a little closer so you can watch me. Can you see me there? Can you see me working here? Okay. Alrighty. Okay, there it is. Oh, I love that magic. Look how clean that looks. It looks like it's just part of the yarn. Okay, I hate these little heads. I love them and I hate them. It's a love-hate relationship. Alrighty, let's see. Okay. Can you hear my birds in the background? I hardly ever hear them, and sometimes I'll hear them and I'm like, oh yeah, I have birds. No, I don't forget about them. I fed them this morning. They like to have, I buy this little broccoli, cauliflower, carrot, medley fruit, veggies in a bag, and I just use my little hand chopper and chop it up and put it in a little bowl. I also have little clamps in their cage where I put little carrots. Or did that catch anything? Yeah, it did. Okay. And they like to eat broccoli, of course, and I give them water with little drops of their vitamins in their water. They're kind of scared of me. I just let them be because they have each other. I used to have 3 of them. My dog killed one of them. I was so sad and traumatized. But anyways, I used to have 3 of them, which were the original 2 was Herman and Lily. When I thought one was a male and one was a female, that's what they told me when they gave them to me. Someone gave them to me. And so I named them Herman and Lily, you know, from the Munsters. Then I found out that Herman was a female. So Herman still stayed Herman. So now it's just, and then my cousin gave me her bird and I renamed it Pickles. I think the original name was Raph, but I renamed it Pickles because he's green. Who wouldn't name their green their green bird Pickles? See, I love pickles. And so now it's just Pickles and Lily. And they don't need me. Now, if the birds were alone, like I just had one single bird, well then, you know, I would be its companion and talk to it more and stuff, but they don't even want to approach me. The only way they really approach me is when I'm sitting at the table or in the living room, and they like to fly and just fly right over my head. And I think my husband thinks it's aggressive move, but I think that they're just saying hi. So that's the way I view it. And see, I'm going to stretch this a little bit. That way the fabric goes and stretches back with the crochet. Okay, so I had this little yarn that I did not weave in, probably because I knew I was going to line it, and I just shove it in there. Ha ha ha. And it's going to get stuck in there. If it ever comes out, you can cut it or stuff it back in. Okay, now I know it's going to be going up a little bit in a minute, so I got to stay. Now I'm going into green territory. Let's see. It's okay. It's all right. Let's see. Just fudge it. Just fudge it. And if at one point you have to fold it, if it's your bag, who freaking cares? Then I pull it tight, but then I stretch it because you don't want it to be pulled and it to be too tight when you're trying to open the bag. You stretch the bag open. Alrighty, here we go. We're in the bag. Okay. I'll be quiet now. Ah, shucks. I'm not gonna be quiet. Look what I did. I took my thread out. Now this thread, along with I think other threads too, it gets tangled if you make it too long. I used to have the waxing little thing that I could run it through as I needed, and I need to get another one because I don't have it. And it doesn't have to be perfect because when you pull it, it becomes perfect. As long as you just stay where you put these, you know, the fabric ends up at that pin. And see, I've already made it come up higher, so I don't have to worry about anything because it's already pinned. I just have to worry about the stitching and kind of making that even and, you know, meeting up at that pin there. So we want that fabric to be right there in that spot. Okay, so I'm in there. Alrighty, I can take that dang pin out. I love you, pin. Sorry, don't want to bad talk you. Okay, so it's time to pull this thread. Oh, magic. Now pull it this way so it's, you know, not too tight. Alrighty, here we go. Keep it folded. Where are we? Okay, we're in the yarn, so we're going to go back into this fold. Can you see me? I guess I should be doing it from this side. So let me turn you around. Okay, now I have you facing this way, and maybe you can see a little different perspective if you haven't been able to see. Okay, so this thread is coming out from the yarn. I put it through the fold, and I come up just a little further down. 1/4 of an inch? I don't know. Oh no, my thread got stuck on the tripod foot. Okay. It's always something. It's always something. Okay, so here we go. Again. And I want to end up, I want that fabric just to end up there, so don't unpin it until you arrive. I think I did it once that way, but do as I say, not as I do. Okay, I'm gonna pull my thread's coming out. Okay, I made it a little longer. Okay, I got my hand in here because I don't want to catch anything I'm not supposed to catch. So my hand is underneath. You see where I'm like pushing it? And then let's see, just go in between those threads. And I gotta, okay. And going in between the fold. Pretty simple. Once you get the hang of feeling for it. Yeah, now I say that while I can't even do this dang thing. Stick it in there. Come on, Angie. You've been doing this for years. See? Life ain't easy, people. The struggle is real. Okay, I'm in that spot, so I can take this pin off. Now, here we go. Let's see. You want to see this little magic from this angle? So all the threads are going, you know, like in a line there. And I can pull it. Yay! Now, I want to make sure I didn't pull too much here. So I'm going to stretch it out. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Okay. It still looks nice, doesn't it? Look at that. Okay. I'm going to leave this pin here because we want the fabric to end up there. Because this is where we started. And now we want this to be here. So if we have to stretch it, we have to stretch it. Always just be mindful of not catching anything you're not supposed to on the inside. and trying to stay as even as possible with your little stitches going in through that fold. You see how I did it just so easily there, and I couldn't do it before? Okay, so then I'm gonna pull this. Now I'm gonna put it back in. Okay, so I have this, I don't know. I feel like I can't make a good tutorial, but I'm gonna be making them for you guys. Anything that I know, because I've been doing stuff for such a long time that I'm sure I know something somebody wants to know. So whether the video looks great or not, it's gonna be out there for people to learn if they want to. And just to share what I know and how I do it, because I've been doing things kind of crazy my whole life because I had nobody to teach me. You know my story about my grandma, how she sat down to teach me how to crochet, and then when we sat down, she realized she couldn't remember how, so we had to learn together. Anyways, I've been doing everything and figuring out on my own. I did things horribly. They looked horrible, but eventually things started looking better. And so that's just the way it is with life. The more you do it, the easier it becomes, the better you get at whatever it is, you know. Just keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on, and you'll notice a difference. Almost there. My hands are going numb. I have some numbness problems. Ah, it came off. Ah. Where is my end? My hands are so slippery and dry. Not slippery, but dry and hard to hold on to a needle. I know what it means to be old now. These are the problems my grandmother used to have, and I couldn't understand them. Now I understand them. All right. There, I put my thumb up, my finger underneath it so I can push it up so I know where to go. Pull my thread just a little bit. Almost there. I like to keep the spacing between where I insert and come out very small, not too small, but you know, it's not going to be half an inch. That's way too big, and you would see it, and it wouldn't. I don't think it's very secure, but I'll figure it out. Look, that I gotta stretch it before I close it off anyway, so I can make sure. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off because it's already coming towards the end, so it is pretty stable, and I know where I have to end. Okay, and here we go. This is that one pickle I talked about that I was making at crochet meeting, and someone wanted it, and I brought it back to line it. Tomorrow's crochet meeting time, so she should be there. And I can give her this. Okay, you see I'm back where I was. Okay, I'll just go back to where alrighty. Now I'm gonna pull this thread here. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, I'm gonna take the needle out. I might need it again. I'm pretty sure I will, but I'm going to do some stretching of it to make sure that it's not too tight. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, gotta read. Oh, my hands, gotta unnumb them, gotta shake them, gotta shake them, gotta shake them, gotta shake them. Okay, I'm going to rethread my needle, and I'm going to secure it now. Alrighty. The way I secure it, I just go over and over it. I like make a little loopy here and go through it. And just go over and over. And then I go in between the fabric. See how it's going through the fabric and the crochet, and I just pull it out. And that's going to be my tail. And I just cut it, and then I stretch, and it disappears in there. Alrighty. I'm going to turn you around. Okay. Here it is. There's the pickle lined. And I see it goes a little higher there. If I turn it to its side like that, you can see that it went a little higher on his head. Now I'm going to turn him right side out. Look at his eyeballs. I'm going to turn him right side out, push it out from the bottom. And now, you see where we had clipped it to keep that bottom there so we wouldn't accidentally make it too short or anything. Alrighty. I'm going to stick my hand in there. Now, it has enough to where it can expand this liner, you know, you can put stuff in there and it still will stretch out your pickle a little bit, but your pickle will not be stretched out. That's the best thing about liners, I think, is that your crochet will not be stretched out like that big pickle bag I have. I have this little tie on here so I can remember which one belonged to her, and I'll cut that off when it's time. But isn't that cute? You open them up. And see, when you open them up, you can still see the liner right there. It doesn't just abruptly end right here. But on this side, look at that chicken. And whoever looks inside will see chickens. Okay, well, whoever, she knows who she is. Okay, I don't know if she watches my videos, but anyways, go make yourself a liner for your pickle, or for whatever bag you have. It's very simple. Don't overthink it. Make a tube, secure it at the bottom somehow. If you need to square it off, then sew angles at the corners of that tube, and then it'll make a corner. Very easy. And then sew it in this way, and you're gold. Bye from me, Mr. Pickles.